Ripple has essentially verified that more than $600 trillion worth of real estate assets would be added to the XRP ledger through the process of tokenization, which is projected to result in a price of more than 11,789 per RP in only 4 days. Because there are two components to this, this is a very significant matter. In the global real estate market, Ripple's tokenization and RealFi's tokenization have a combined value of nearly $654.39 trillion. On the XRP ledger, they made a public announcement that not only are they building on the XRP ledger and have tested it, but that they have also spoken and met with the Ripple team during the development of RealFi over the course of the past 2 years to discuss the technical capabilities of the XRP ledger. They also stated that those valuable discussions provided deeper insight into the XRP ledger, which reinforced how RealFi is innovatively building on this powerful technology. To put it another way, they have physically met with the Ripple team and discussed the matter with them, and as a result they have made the decision to develop RealFi onto the XRP ledger rather than any other ecosystem. And once again, this is the reason why we are receiving the unlocking of approximately $654.39 trillion in the global real estate market, and it is happening very swiftly. It is scheduled to begin on June 7, 2025 at 12 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. For this reason, after conducting some research, I came to the realization that a large number of these experts and analysts who are predicting prices of $11,000, $12,000 and even $70 per XRP, all aligned on the same day of June 7th, which is in less than 4 days. This is the reason why I discovered this. Additionally, you are going to see additional material about this topic later on in the film as we unearth more and more information regarding the tokenization of real estate that is taking place on the XRP ledger. This is truly driving the XRP ledger and XRP to new heights. Additionally, before we go into this, we feel it is important to bring to your attention the fact that we are collaborating with Apple to provide free XRP to each and every individual who is viewing this video. If you want to gain yourself a number of free money that you can then use to get additional XRP, all you have to do is sign up for an Uphold account by using the link that I provide in the description and then complete a transaction. Once this is finished, you will have access to free money worth $100, which you may use to purchase XRP, or of course you can use it to purchase any other cryptocurrency. You will also be able to withdraw this money. The decision is entirely up to you, but it is essentially free money, and I strongly suggest that you go ahead and do it. Also, while we are discussing XRP, it is important to note that XRP is already starting to pump. At the moment, it is trading at 2.24, representing a 2% increase, while the rest of the market is experiencing a decline. How come? On the other hand, this is due to the fact that RealFi has made an official declaration that the launch of the Real token, which will facilitate the $654.39 trillion, is going to take place on the XRP ledger on June 7, 2025 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the reason why this is happening. Within the RealFi ecosystem, they also made the announcement that the Phase 1 sale of the Real token would be restricted to a total of 100 million tokens. This will signal the beginning of a planned rollout that will facilitate the tokenization of $654.39 trillion in the global real estate market. After that, you may acquire further information by going to their website, which is located at payrealfi.com. This is the web page for them. All things considered, this is a really significant adoption for the XRP ledger, paying for anything from rent to real estate using a single currency that is based on the XRP ledger is the goal of this project. In addition, it demonstrates that the tokens that will be available for use in a universal currency and universal platform for the payment of real estate will let the use of two currencies, namely the Real token and of course XRP. Furthermore, the real estate network will have unified payments, tokenized real estate, and worldwide accessibility in addition to these two features. After you have scrolled all the way down, you will come to the conclusion that they are significant. So for example, they have already formed partnerships with the XRP ledger, with Solargenic and Xmagnetic, and they have also formed partnerships with Ben Exchange and a number of other enormous venues. As a result, this is verified. Real estate is one of the most valuable asset classes, as evidenced by the fact that the Ripple X dev team, the official Ripple Labs X page, and the website all publish the information that real estate is worth $600 trillion. The process is now happening on the blockchain, beginning with the tokenization of Dubai title deeds, which is constructed on the XRP ledger, because they are actually certifying that RealFi, which literally speaks about tokenizing $600 trillion, is official. The fact that they have brought this up is already major because of the notion that they are bringing up. In addition, it is possible that Ripple and RealFi are working together, even if they have not made the announcement. Moreover, RealFi did not make a formal announcement on their partnership with Ripple while they were writing this piece. To put it another way, this is quite near. Since this is obviously a very tight connection, we may as well state that RealFi is associated with Ripple. This is because the connection is so close. That RealFi and Ripple are extremely tightly linked is the conclusion that can be drawn from the relationship that is being revealed, the collaborations that have taken place, the meetings that have taken place, and the conversations that have taken place. It is now abundantly evident that we have made our point, and a number of analysts have affirmed that the price of XRP will settle somewhere around $12,000 per XRP when it reaches a size of $654.39 trillion. The question that really matters, however, is what the price of XRP is going to be all of a sudden before it happens. Moreover, although some analysts estimate that the price of XRP will be $50 per XRP, others believe that it will be $49.88 per XRP. Although he is going through the full procedure, one expert has validated this in real time. As a result, I would want to show you this footage, but before I do so, I would also like to discuss the fact that more than 100 banks are integrating XRP for worldwide payment solutions. This is also being shown on the XRP ledger, and it is being driven by another project that is now highly bullish. Therefore, it is evident that 100 banks are included on the XRP ledger. Nevertheless, the most prominent DeFi project is the Crypto Trading Fund, which is using it through payment rewards in order to bring in millions of new members through onboarding. As a result, they developed a system for payment rewards. Following the successful onboarding of Amazon and Walmart, they have now successfully onboarded one of the most prominent real estate organizations in Dubai to the MAC platform. All of this is taking place right in front of our very eyes. The market capitalization of the cryptocurrency is merely $20 billion. As of right now, the CTF token is trading at 42 cents, which is equivalent to 0.042 XRP. If it were to reach $740, it would practically soar. These are some of the most affordable tiers available, but the potential year is really enormous. However, let's go with the video clip anyhow, shall we? The issue that people don't grasp about XRP in particular is this particular aspect. And then others would say, well, in order for XRP to get the fifth or $40, it would have to rise to a market size that is close to $2.5 trillion. Then this is the point at which those individuals make the most significant error. According to what they claim, the current state of XRP is that around 1.4 trillion must be introduced into the market in order for it to have reached 2 trillion. However, that is not even close to being accurate. The amount of XRP that would need to be invested in a short period of time in order to reach that market value of $2.5 trillion would be about 20 or 30 billion. There are a lot of people that are against XRP who do not comprehend the fact that market cap and influx are fundamentally different. At the moment, the value of Bitcoin is around 2 trillion, and it can reach 4 trillion. There is no requirement for 2 trillion to enter the market in order for it to take place. This is not how the process works. Let me just give you an example. The operation of thin liquidity is seen here. There is no other asset in the world that is more sensitive to limited liquidity than cryptocurrency at this moment. To modify the pricing of a product or service in a mature market, a significant amount of money must be invested in the market. A great deal more money. Compared to the stock market, the cryptocurrency industry is just 15 years old, making it a relatively immature market. Is that something similar to cryptography? It is a very little amount of money pouring in, yet it has a tremendous impact on the market capitalization. Let me illustrate with an example. Now, and I'm going to dramatize this situation. I am aware that this is not the precise way that it operates, but on the whole, this is how it operates. It is true that it does not operate in this manner exactly, but it does so in a general sense. Under these circumstances, you have a house, you have a neighborhood, and you have 100 houses. The value of each home is around $500,000. This gives us a total market capitalization of $50 million for the entire neighborhood. Now that I'm inside that house, I'm thinking to myself, man, I definitely want one of these houses. No one is selling it. You may claim that I'll buy your house if it's one of the houses I prefer. He responds by saying, no, I'm not selling. Why should I give you 600? There is no sale. 700, not 800, and not on the market. Why should I give you $1 million for this property at this very moment? All taken. He decides to sell the house, and the transaction is completed successfully. Values of all of those homes